This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we've got 4 topics in the agenda. One is a survey, and I'm going to wait till give Alex a few minutes to see if he can join. Then the agenda for the workshop at Intel, Amsterdam OCP abstracts. So I knew I forgot something. Okay, and opens. Okay, let's do the Intel workshop agenda first. This is what it's shaping up to be. First off, big thanks to Intel for being gracious hosts. We're getting the logistics in line. If you haven't registered yet, please do so. It'll help us figure out headcount and food requirements. Is there anybody who doesn't have the registration link?
I don't.
Sorry.
I don't.
Oh, okay. We'll send it to you.
Hey, Boppy, this is Dave. I'm not sure I have it either. I'm just coming back from a week off.
Okay. Hey, Michael, would you mind posting it, or anybody can just post it on the chat window here? Actually, I'll show you how to get it. Just go to Eventbrite, and if you just search for ODSC, there you go. That should be the very first thing.
Or you can go to our wiki and click the link there.
Yeah, but right now we've got a little bit of a wiki problem, so we're not. But yes, eventually it'll be back on the wiki. But I'm going to share this here.
Hey, Boppy, this is Elko. So I've not been in attendance a couple of weeks, but this, is there a link somewhere that describes what the activity is for this workshop as well?
Yep, that's, I'm going to go through that right now to look for the agenda. Usually it's like a working agenda, so I like to get input on how to shape it on the weekly call.
Okay.
So this is that's it. Go ahead, Elko, you had something else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Anybody else have a comment? Okay, this is these are the known topics. This is my wish list on the right. So we're starting. Well, Jim Finnegan can't make it, so we'll look for a new MC. We'll have Ahmad Zaidi from Intel do a welcome, and Ramune from Intel will do a presentation on Intel's view of the chiplet world. I have a technical talk placeholder. There are a couple of calls I have out. There is a bunch of options. There's a wonderful packaging talk from Ravi Mahajan that I'm looking for if he can make it, or if anybody else on the call has any ideas. I'm looking for either a system architecture talk from a hyperscaler, a packaging talk from the HIR that Elko introduced us to. This is the bucket list.
Boppy, sorry to interrupt, Selko again. So for the HIR technical talk, I think you connected with Bill.
Right.
Yeah. We may need to arrange for an alternate speaker, so let me follow up on that.
Okay. Yeah, so I had this meeting with Bill, Ravi, and a couple of other people. Yeah, okay. Perfect.
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Okay, then the middle of the agenda is basically updates on the Bow interface. The group is as a whole. Dave Kellett will do a talk on AIB and the link layer. Jawad and Alex will hopefully be able to have results of the survey. JP Quinn Manish, Jawad, and Mark will do something on the POC. Sam on the business and workflow. The two new things I'm looking at are panels, and maybe I'm looking for the other thing we're looking for is does there any thoughts on interesting panel ideas? Right now, I have it as one Intel panel and one technical panel somewhere. That's basically it. Excuse me, I'm going to stop sharing for a second while I fix something. Any thoughts on the agenda?
For the panel, the second panel, would it be a place to maybe have 2 or 3 representatives of companies who've done integrations with chiplets and just have a discussion about experiences and learnings?
Ooh, that's a great idea. Okay. That is a very nice idea indeed. Okay. Let me share my screen again. Okay. Who would you put as likely candidates, you think?
Yeah, I have to give some thought to that, but we could look at who are the people that are doing 2.5D type integration. So, clearly Intel is one of those.
Yeah.
Xilinx is another one. Companies who are active in that space, right? Broadcom, Xilinx, Intel, AMD, NVIDIA. So we just have to do some looking. I think a number of those are probably just high bandwidth memory. So I don't know if you want to consider those chiplets. But if
Yeah, actually, that was my other thought that maybe we should hunt for chiplet vendors who want to and merge them with people who have done full products and people who want to sell into the space. That would be a nice little panel.
So Broadcom certainly would be one of those, right?
Yeah. Okay. That's a good idea. So, don't think this agenda as a fixed thing. If we have interesting speakers, we'll make room for them. So if anybody has an interesting idea, we'll shrink how much time other people get, but it's more important to get ideas into the mix.
Jawad should be able to provide some good input into who's providing chiplets as well.
Yeah, okay. I like that idea. So I need to make a placeholder for that somewhere. Okay. Okay. If people on the bridge don't speak up, I'm gonna have to call you out by name. So everybody be nice like Elko and Spade. Please give me some ideas.
Right,
How does this look so far?
Yeah, it looks good. I just want to build on what Elko has pointed out. So one of the things that we are trying to do in this group is help create a marketplace for chiplets, right?
Yeah.
And we're doing this survey, and then it would be nice, just like Elko said, if we can bring people to the table who are interested in becoming chiplet providers and have done a little bit of that and maybe have some discussion around that.
So are you seeing this as this part of the same panel or a chiplet provider panel? Okay.
I mean, it could be the same panel, or I'm just speaking out loud. That's
yeah. Well, bear in mind that we don't, even if we can assemble a panel by this workshop, we might do it by the next workshop. So I just want to get to the general concept of panels. Any topics that you think should be addressed that we've been working on that we need to share, or things that should be removed?
Yeah, Bobby, this is Dave. I'm thinking about the domain-specific accelerator. We're not really talking about much acceleration here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we aren't.
So if there's some way to get that into there, and it you know, somebody like Ramuni might be able to suggest some folks.
Yeah, see, this
There's
one
got to
was
be
supposed
plenty
to
of
be
other
that.
people out there interested in accelerators, not just the, you know, kind of phi level like we're really
Yeah,
focused on here.
yeah. So this is the ask on. I'm still hunting for this speaker. So that's sort of a known agenda gap right now. But I
Yeah,
agree.
I think by this time frame here, might be difficult to get somebody from Intel, but I think ultimately, you know, Intel's selling PCI Express cards as accelerators, so there's somebody here that could talk to that. And I'm thinking
Okay.
just in general, there's got to be folks out there building accelerators.
There are well there
NVIDIA,
are.
perhaps?
Well, I've been focusing on getting a hyperscaler to present, but maybe we should sort of widen our net. And even if I don't knock this off by this workshop, we can certainly aim for the next one. Fair point. If you have people who can talk to it, by all means, please send them our way.
Sure. I'll see what I can drum up.
Okay. Quinn, what do you think?
I think it looks like a pretty good agenda. Is the PHI review going to include the USR XSR? Because Intel's going to give us a lot of their opinion on parallel interfaces, and I think if we always want to make sure that we give a fair representation to the USR guys.
Right. So I don't know that we might. The spider view originally was going to be Greg's thing, and he can't make it. So I don't know how much we'll do of the fire review and just do of the bow interface itself.
So my concern is if it ends up just being the bow interface, Intel's also going to be discussing, you know, their EMIB, which is effectively a version of
The
a parallel
bow,
interface.
right?
So I want to make sure that we have a USR XSR representation
Yeah,
of the meeting.
yeah. Well, in all fairness, we did cover that, but okay. So we'll hunt for more. Yeah, I think the delta and we haven't had AIB as a topic, and I think the bow is going to be more the delta since the last workshop rather than a reintroduction. So maybe I call this a bow interface update more than. Okay, right. I'll make sure there's an update.
I just want to make sure we give a balanced perspective.
Yeah. The others, AIB, we haven't ever covered. I think Dave's going to cover both AIB and the link layer. The others we've covered. Bo is the only one sort of under in flight, as it were, sort of a fungible thing right now. Okay, fair enough. Anybody else want to take a shot? An opinion?
Opinion on. You're just trying to flesh out the agenda.
Yeah. Well, I think this is our biggest need, honestly. All the others we can. I think by putting together two panels in my mind. I think DJ had the idea last time in Amsterdam of a panel, and I figured it's a good idea for this workshop
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I think it's a really good idea.
I like the chiplet integration experience. That is a nice idea. And what do you think we would ask potential chiplet providers? Maybe the same integration experience questions. What's it like to be a vendor into a into a
Yeah.
multi-chiplet project?
Yeah, for example, people who are actually
What are the challenges? Yeah.
What are the
Sorry, George, go ahead.
expectations from your customers, right? In terms
Yeah.
of quality, reliability, test coverage. What direction do you see the market going in to really enable the chiplet business model?
Okay.
How do they deal with yield ownership?
Okay, and so we're looking for people who've actually done something in the sense of made sold into a multi-chiplet product or built a multi-chiplet product. Those are the people we're hunting for. Is that right? That's what you guys are saying, right?
I think if we're talking about experiences and we have both users and chiplet providers on there,
Yeah.
what were some of the pitfalls, the issues that they ran into in trying to execute on this? How can those be addressed to help streamline this for the future? How do they see this business model evolving both technically and commercially?
So I don't want to put you on the spot, but are you volunteering to moderate the panel?
I'm not sure I'm going to be in town, so I can't commit to that just yet.
Okay. Or can you find me someone who can?
Could try.
Okay. Well, I hope you make it, and if you can, then it'll be perfect. You have a clear idea of what will be interesting here.
Will do.
Okay, so Quinn, you're thinking Dave says accelerator developers. Quinn wants a balanced discussion of FIs. Anything else before I move on to the next topic? So, Brian, I think we can at least publish a draft agenda. So these are whatever you see in bold are our biggest needs. A good technical talk, either packaging or accelerators, maybe even 2 technical talks, and a panel.
Okay.
Those, if anybody on the call, please, please give me your help and line up some good speakers. But Brian, I think we can publish this in its current state.
Yeah. Why don't you
Maybe clean it up.
Yeah. Why don't you shoot me over? Don't send me a link to the Google Docs. I don't want to mess anything up. Send me a saved file of it, and
Okay.
then I'll pop that over to the appropriate people to add to the Eventbrite.
Okay. Sam is online. Is Alex online? No, Alex, right? Okay. Hey, Sam or Jawad, do you guys want to?
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sharing my screen. Do you want to go over the survey?
Sure. I don't think there's too much more to go over that's changed since last week. Did you want me to kind of go over
just the mechanics.
last week?
Whatever you'd like. I think the mechanics is to get everybody on to say if they have any last editorial input, and then we start shipping it out on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, so we implemented a lot of the suggestions from last week, so thank you everyone for your input. We're keeping it anonymous to hopefully make it so that people don't feel too uncomfortable, and hopefully they don't think we're asking them to represent their company's legal opinion or anything. And we also put up at the front to just try to answer the questions to the best of their abilities. And we added this question about what their job, what their role is at their company, what type of company they're at. So we'll get a little bit of an idea of who we're getting responses from, and we can kind of sort responses based on job function or company type. Other than that, I think it's pretty straightforward. basically just asking, are they willing to share various types of information with various levels of information protection?
And then also any interest in forwarding the survey to somebody else who'd like to take.
Yeah, so you guys can all forward the survey when it comes out, and you can also, people can enter in their own suggestions for email addresses they'd like us to send it to, and we'll kind of keep sending and forwarding to people as they enter in responses there.
Any final suggestions, questions about the survey? Actually, Elko, you were missing you were away for a couple of weeks, but anyway, in the 2 weeks you were away, this idea bubbled up, and the intent is to share it with a larger audience to see how and what kind of information people would be willing to share through a tool, or would they need a direct NDA in place.
Mm-hmm.
So just a quick logistics question. We have some sort of filter to make sure that we don't send the survey multiple times to the same people through the suggested emails.
I think Michael
it's going to be, Boppy, it's going to be a manual thing. So we'll just get email addresses on the back end, and we can go through and do a little double counting check before then resending it to the suggested ones. And Boppy, I'm happy to take care of that if it's too much to ask of Michael.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, Quinn, it's right now it's a manual forward.
That's perfect. I was just worried because we all think of it. It's a small world, so we'll all think of the same other people.
They just feel the love.
Hey, answer the survey.
It'll be like an Amazon affiliate link or something at that point.
Right. Take the survey, so I'll get points on my.
Yeah. Unless there are any objections or concerns, or more importantly, any ideas to improve it, the thought is that we send it out Tuesday after Memorial Day, so that Alex and Jawad and Sam can gather input and present it by at the June workshop.
Hey, one other thought on the forwarding. This specific survey type is fine for you to forward yourself as well. So once you receive the survey, it might actually be nicer to forward it yourself and ask your friends to fill it out, because that way it'll feel more personal. You can do it either way, but feel free to forward your own email that you get.
Yeah.
Hi, Boppy and Alex. This is JP.
Hey, JP.
Is there a way you can also specify, or somewhere specifying the workshop? Because I have few people in mind to forward, but they don't have any idea about what is their workshop.
I mean, you mean you put some in
somewhere link text when you send this, mention about there's a workshop or some details so that they can.
Oh, I see.
Go and refer
That's
to.
a good idea, so they can learn more.
Yeah.
We could put it in this beginning paragraph or at the end. Probably the beginning.
Is good. Yeah, beginning is good. Maybe you can put a link to the wiki and a link to the registration page.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The link to the registration page is even better. It's more actionable.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Very nice. Is Michael still on?
I am. I'm making that change.
Awesome.
If you have any other text you want me to add, if you want to just drop that in the chat, I can do that while we're on the call.
Hey, Alex, you want to do that since you've been pretty good at diligent at doing the text?
Did you say me?
Yeah, whatever additional text Michael needs. If the additional text Michael needs for the registration link and whatever else you think is appropriate up front.
Sure. Yeah, I'll send that over.
And anything else?
Bobby, if you go ahead and refresh the survey, I just put the links to the register and to the wiki. Not sure if that's what we want.
Oh yeah, okay. Maybe just say register for the next workshop on June 10th. This is perfect. Say register for the next ODSA workshop at Intel on 6/10. JP, this is what you had in mind, right?
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Okay. So is there anybody on the online who's able to take the survey today before we mail it out? Michael can, if you can just put your email address or reach out to Michael, he'll send you the link, then we can sort of debug the survey one last time.
And actually, Bobby, I'll do one better than that. I'll drop the link to the survey into the chat, and anyone that wants to take it can just click on the link.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so we've got about
There we go.
we've got about there's this guy who ran for parliament in the Indian elections. And he only got 5 votes. He was unhappy because he had 9 people in his family. So I've got 16 people online. I'm hoping at least 8 will take the survey. Okay. Michael, thank you.
No problem.
Wait,
Yeah,
this is the
thank you,
survey.
Michael.
This is awesome. All right. If you could please take the survey, and especially if you can think of any changes to the thing, email Alex and Alex, Michael, or Sam. We can fix it. The idea is we really want to get it out starting Tuesday, right? And that gives us enough time to gather feedback. Okay, that brings us to the last topic, the OCP session at the workshop in Amsterdam. These are the, again, so by way of background, if I think hopefully we're doing there is an OCP Global Summit, not Global Summit, Regional Summit in Amsterdam on September 24th and, okay, it's somewhere in September, 24th and 25th or 26th and 27th, I never get it straight.
26th and 27th, I think.
26th and 27th, okay. And we are putting together a proposal for an ODSA session at the summit. I have 7 abstracts. DJ, did you put something in?
Yeah, he did at the very bottom.
Okay. Perfect. So we've got 7 abstracts, and we have to allocate time, etc. So actually, then, all right. So the order roughly, you can see the order in front. It's again an introduction to the Bow interface, the AIB and link layer, the triplet design exchange proposal, a POC, and a business update. If you'd like access to this sheet, let me know. I'm happy to give it to you. These are the abstracts we have right now. If you would like to suggest one more topic or volunteer somebody who can speak, I'm especially interested in anybody who's willing to present chiplet descriptions. I think those will add tremendous value to this. For any top level questions?
Is this sheet something you can make available so I can read through it a bit more carefully?
Please tell me your email address.
Elko, EELCO.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay.
Yeah, Bobby, I've read through all the abstracts. I made a couple little nit corrections here and there, but I think in general it's very solid. Of course, I need to get this over to them today.
Right.
So there's two things that I'm missing. It's really the session times, because they need to be able to have a good understanding of how long this workshop's going to be. I mean, we could preliminary say it's going to be 4 hours, and we can just then do whatever we want with that time. But if we have an idea of how long each session would be, that'd be nice to have. And of course, for the speaker titles, I'm sure I can find everyone's title on LinkedIn, but you know, I don't want to upset anyone with choosing something wrong.
DJ had an idea for a panel here, so we've still got that, and maybe the same chiplet experience panel is a good thing.
Yeah, I think Bapi, I hope you guys can hear me. Earlier there was some issue. I don't think you guys were able to hear me. I think on the panel, if we can get the end user also represented, I think that could make it very interesting. So that's the only thing I see missing in some sense.
This is basically it, right? And maybe even actually the big thing missing even in the Intel agenda are the tools people, EDA tools. But DJ, do you think we have some slack if we just put a placeholder for a panel and say we're working on it? Because
yeah, I think so, Michael. I think we can just propose panel. I know I'm having a separate discussion with Bill on a different issue, where Bill himself had actually proposed panel for that particular topic. So I have a feeling that this could be quite an interesting variation to what normally we do in OCP, and having a panel could make it really engaging. People sometimes tune out when the presentations are going on, and then they come back in and become very alive and engaged when the panel goes on. So oftentimes, yeah.
No doubt. I really loved the storage panel at OCP, the computational storage panel. It was a very interactive thing.
So, Bapi, just to jump in to answer your original question, yeah, all we need is just a very, it can be a vague abstract, but we do need just to get at least the idea in. That way, there is a placeholder. But yeah, it definitely does not need to be finalized today.
Okay, then I can do that. I can put together an abstract for the panel.
I dropped a link into the chat where you can submit all those sessions.
Say that last part again, Michael. I see. Okay. This Brian will do. So hey, then this is in danger of becoming. Should we pull these out as separate things? Like the panel becomes a separate chiplet panel for 90 minutes, and these other things become 25-minute talks.
I say yeah.
How important is it to keep it to a half day, Bobby? Because if it's half an hour, you had breaks on that, you're already over 4 hours.
Well, wait. Are we really? It's 2 hours. Wait.
I'm just if you said a half an hour for each one of these sessions, you're already talking 3.5 hours, Bobby.
1, 2, 3.5. Oh yeah, math is right. Okay.
Yeah, and when we talked with OCP originally on this, we came with the assumption that it was a half-day workshop. So I don't want to go in and say, okay, well now it's a full-day workshop, because there could be a little bit of bulking on that.
Well, no. So this, in my mind, is a half day, but I've typically seen panels as being separate things from the session. They had a storage session at OCP, and then they had a storage panel as a separate 90-minute thing.
Well, what if we throw the, because this is due today. Well, what if we throw this in with the panel included, and then we can talk to them a little bit more about it later and say, hey, what if we broke this panel out?
Look, if each of us did 25 minutes,
website right now, so
if each of us did 25 minutes, I think we're roughly in the half. And this we gave these guys an hour. We're in the 4-hour time zone. 7 times 25 is 175, plus 60 is 235, and a 10-minute break. You're looking at 245. So if this is 60 minutes. And maybe we can give
Can you
and take
imagine a
25
panel
minutes.
lasting for 60 minutes, Bobby?
Sorry?
You imagine a panel lasting for 60 minutes?
Oh, but 60 minutes is too short. I think most good panels are an hour and a half.
Okay. Okay.
Bobby,
Yeah.
I heard a gentleman earlier talking about the accelerator side of things.
Yeah.
If you would like to throw in an accelerator discussion related to how a chiplet can affect inferencing and connect it to the form factors, how we gradually go from the small form factor GPUs and FPGAs into a M.2 device. That would be something that we could talk about. It will be a little bit on a higher level related to the business and the system integration, but eventually connected to the effect of your chiplet architecture.
Okay. All right. I need to find somebody. All right. Let me think about that. That's a good thought too. Hey DJ, do you think we need a separate talk from the end user even in these, or the panels enough, or should I hunt for, as Antonis is suggesting, somebody on the
No,
accelerator side?
yeah, so I would suggest that the panel is good enough because I don't think you will be able to get a talk from end user. But
Yeah.
end users might be able to talk off the cuff without actually making any presentations. They might be a little bit more open
Okay.
in terms of sharing their view. But if you put them on spot and say, okay, you have to make a presentation, that many of them will say, I'm busy, or I won't be available. So I think panel is a lower threshold. And if you get one end user somehow, and then you can convince the other end user that, hey, this guy is going to be there, you better be there because your viewpoint will otherwise not get reflected or something like that. So I think if you can get Microsoft, Google, Facebook, somebody from, I don't know, China, it's a question mark, or maybe somebody from Europe as a telco guy, because this is in Amsterdam. I think that could be interesting, you want to have a very diverse set of people with lot of differing opinions. That makes panel interesting. If everybody says, yeah, I agree with Bapi, or I agree with ODS, I agree with everything what you're doing, then the panel 60 minutes will be too long a panel for everybody agreeing with each other.
That's true. Where people agreeing with me has never been a problem in my life, but yeah.
You want everybody to say no, and then having a little bit of a controversial statement by the moderator to kind of excite people could be right way to kind of make it more fun. Panel, it's just kind of way to make sure audience is engaged. It's a little bit of entertainment. It's not all about just data, info. It's a little bit of
yeah. So we have to hunt for a good moderator. I'm with you. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael, all I need to do right now is just write a proposal and abstract and a placeholder.
Exactly. Yep. That's it.
Okay, I can do that.
Very, very short, brief form. A lot shorter than the survey that we're about to send out. Should only take you a couple.
So Brian's been doing an awesome job filling that out. I'll give this to him. But 25
I was
minutes.
looking at the total time with 8. So Bapi, I was calculating the whole time, 8 sessions, I guess, with 20-25 minutes, and I think you should have maybe at least 2 15-minute or 10-minute bio breaks in between somewhere, or one
30
at
minutes,
least,
okay.
for sure.
So if
I would say break it into 2 rather than having one big one.
Yeah, so I would suggest. So I'm looking at, so 25 times 7 is 175, right?
Yeah, so I was thinking 20 minutes is good for most talks, I suggest. So, that's 140 minutes, roughly 2 hours 20. So let's, and then your panel is 3 hours 20. And then you have maybe 20 minutes of break, and that makes it into 4 hours.
4 hours, yeah. That kind of,
So yeah,
and
so you can take 25 minutes to open, but maybe some others
no,
can
I don't
be
want to take,
20.
yeah. In fact, I was thinking the other way around, that the content talks get more time. But yeah, if we give 20 minutes in, and we can look at how many slides people have and do a give and take roughly.
Exactly. Some people
Yeah.
might take a little bit more or less. It's okay.
Yeah. So we have about 20 minutes of slack. So we can use, if somebody has more slides, we can give them more time. And if the panel takes more time, we can take a little bit more. Does this work for everyone? Any thoughts? We got 20 minutes of slack that we can spread across the 7 talks.
I'm just trying to figure out your 220 total there.
Did I? So it's 7 times 20 is
I'm getting
140. 140 plus 20 is 160. 160 plus 60 is 220.
Where's the 60 coming from? Oh, the
Right here.
panel's now 60. Okay, got it. All right. Okay, and then take the hypotenuse. Okay, got it.
Dave, what do you think?
Excuse me?
Any thoughts?
About the agenda here? I mean, the
Yeah,
agenda
this is
looks
workable.
good.
20 minutes each, and we can give and take between us since we're all friends. And workable in your mind?
Yeah. That's 20 minutes is gonna be a little choppy, but I mean, if you got to get it in 4 hours, then we'll do what it takes.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to give people at least a couple of minutes extra, 20 to 25, and okay. So why don't everybody, as the day comes along, if the proposal gets accepted, then we can each move it around a bit.
Sure.
Jawad, Sam?
20 minutes may be tight for some. I think we need to, I think it's better what was it Andrew said about just doing, there's a certain budget that we'll have, and we don't know yet at this early date exactly how long the talks will be, but assume that you have a half a day, right? To present in, and we need to work. Maybe we don't have 8 sessions, maybe we reduce it to 5, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see like the CDX and business being rolled into one as like, or the CDX and the POC being rolled into one as like as an output of the POC, or as a first step
Right.
in the business workflow
Because I
discussion.
think there's essentially a why are we doing this? There's the technical discussion. There's the the POC discussion. There's really 3 or 4 discussions, and we just need to figure out how best to structure it.
And
I don't want to chop it up too finely.
I think the other 20 minutes I'd like to reserve, it's not here now, is maybe have you guys on stage. And one of the things that Aaron keeps talking about is we have to be really clear on where we need help as a group, and leave some time aside for that somewhere. I don't know whether we can do that here, but just this notion of how can people participate in tangible, concrete ways, being specific about our asks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 20 minutes is a tight budget. So maybe Brian or DJ or Michael, we can ask for a little bit more time if it's possible, but we'll start with this and work our way outwards.
Yeah, sounds good. Or we can start off just say, I don't know, DJ, what do you think of just saying that everything's 30 minutes, then we pare it down? It's harder to ask for more than it is to scale down.
But aren't we asking for half a day? Half a day is 4 hours.
Yeah.
Our day is 4 hours. I think yeah.
Right now we're at
So
3.
30 minutes. Yeah. So if you say 30 minutes, you are going to exceed 4 hours.
Yes.
I think 20 minutes is fine because remember, you need to have breaks. You need to have 2 coffee breaks. I would say at least 15 minutes each, because just getting out of the chair and saying hi, hello to a few people and going to restroom in long lines or sitting in front of the coffee and coming back will take you 15 minutes. And then it also gives people informal way to mingle, to say, hey, Bapi, you presented that, some side conversation. So you want to encourage all of that. It's not like staccato of presentations and people are held hostage to kind of just listening to speakers. So with all of that, I think 20 minutes per talk with 20 minutes break, 2 breaks. So Bapi, why don't you add like line number 4 break 1 and line number 7 break 2 in the session order, so that is included in the time preparation, and then you can kind of change the order whatever you want. But that way, we can see that, with all of that, we can't exceed 20 minutes, honestly.
Okay. Well, I'll note this in the Excel file in my email.
And Mike, I like your idea, what you proposed in the beginning, which is just ask for 4-hour slot, and that's it. And then we'll figure out how to do everything in that 4-hour slot.
Actually, there is one crazy idea worth exploring if we take this sort of panel idea to an extreme, which is to combine these 3 talks into a more interactive, here's what we're doing to implement what we've learned session, rather than as 3 individual talks.
Mm-hmm.
We can do that later dynamically, but basically, I look at the CDX and the business learnings we have as an outcome of the sort of pain points we're going through the POC. So this is technology, this is what we've learned, and this is forward looking, basically. I mean, we don't have to make the decision right now, but I can see as a very interesting interactive discussion where we say, hey, we're trying to build stuff, and these are our experiences building stuff, and if you want to join us in building this, here's where you can work with us. Sort of Sam moderates a discussion on all the sort of implementation learnings or something. It's a thought. You guys think we don't have to close on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or do as a panel where we give a quick update and then do as a question and answer in terms of though it has progressed.
Exactly. So sort of say, we did this. Here's what we learned. We're putting out a CDX spec. We're doing pitchlets, JP's pitchlets, and we've got these little NDA problems. That's why we're thinking of a group and things like that. Also gives us an opportunity to ask for help on specific things. Does that make sense?
I think but I think we're converging on let's ask for 4 hours and we've submitted a set of abstracts, but we'll still probably be massaging it.
Okay, let me just I don't want to lose this train of thought. So block 2.
Okay.
A minor thing, I'd keep the intro out of block 1 and make it a separate item.
Okay, hang on then. Okay, then DJ and I have to find a way to collapse it into one talk. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, then I would rather, okay, yeah, I'm doing this online. I apologize, guys. I'm wasting your time. All right, I'll do this offline.
No, we enjoy watching you work, Poppy.
Okay. So mine will be a more, okay, so this there.
Oh, so you'll be the more technical intro.
Yeah. I'll be the more nuts and bolts and block to implementation experience and okay. So DJ, Brian, Michael, unless you guys object, I think we have enough to go on for the basic idea of a 4-hour block, right?
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. In that case, we're done. Let me just do a quick round of any opens. For any opens from anyone? Ramin?
Oh, sorry. No, it's good.
Okay.
I guess you guys doing a great discussion, and I like the format. Thank you.
Okay. JP, anything?
All good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good for me. This JP is good with me, Poppy. I was
All right.
good.
Kelvin, thanks for joining us. Anything you'd like to see on the agenda next, either in our weekly calls on the Intel workshop?
No, I'm absorbing what you guys are talking about. I'm a newcomer, so.
Okay. Thank you. Antonis, anything on your mind?
No, that's all for now. We can talk about the inferencing later.
All right.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Paul? Okay. In that case, everyone, have a great Memorial Day and everything. And if you don't have anything else, I will end the call. And Michael, would you mind stopping the recording, or if he's okay? I need to figure that out.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
Poppy.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.